צריך לומר את האמת, ממשל אובמה בלם את מבצע קסנדרה. מבצע קסנדרה, אם היה ממשיך, היה מביך מאוד את האמריקאים ואת האירופאים, משום שהוא היה חושף את כל המעורבות העצומה של איראן וחיזבאללה כקרטל הסמים הגדול ביותר בעולם. וזה בעוד שאתה חותם איתם על הסכם שכל כולו מתעסק בהיבטי גרעין ולא נוגע כאו זה בהיבטים האחרים שבהם איראן וחיזבאללה מעורבים.
The main implication of narco-terrorism is the drug business has turned into a huge source of funding for the terrorist operations of Hezbollah. I do not think that they could have afforded to do what they did in Syria without it.
The Iranians, by re-established connection to the international financial system, gained access to huge sums of money, including pallets of cash that the Obama administration flew to them.
The one question which no administration has asked and is frankly afraid to ask is, is Hezbollah stronger today than they were 10 years ago? Are they more dangerous to us than they were 10 years ago? The answer to that question is almost invariably yes and yes.
To me, the importance of this story isn't that you had a small group of people for political reasons saying, I want to shut this down. It's a much bigger problem than that. The problem is that Americans are myopic enough so that if something is not affecting them immediately right then and there, they're not that worried about it. When drug trafficking, human trafficking, weapons trafficking, all of these criminal enterprises are affecting us in ways that we may not even realize.
I remember being at SOD waiting for the word of what happened when President Obama received the information. And then finally around sometime in the afternoon, I just called and I say, hey, what happened? Tell me, what was his reaction? How did it go? And he goes, it didn't. And I said, why? And he goes, well, this aide told me it was Good Iran Week, which meant that the DNI's office wouldn't be sharing any negative information on Iran with the president.
What I know of Ali Fayed is he had very high connections in Hezbollah. There were people that definitely wanted to make sure that Ali Fayed didn't make it to the United States to tell his tale.
The White House and other top officials in the Obama administration were alarmed by the progress we had made in Project Cassandra, specifically tied to the Ali Fayed arrest. They felt that arresting someone of that high level of Iran Hezbollah operative could cause serious repercussions, and plus the fact that we're trying to move forward on getting racketeering charges against Hezbollah or this unit of Hezbollah.
There was definitely a change in course to a large degree, and some of our investigations stopped getting the same support, not only within DEA, but through other branches of the government. I was told specifically we couldn't use Hezbollah as the terrorist group in a narco-terrorism charge. I never was given an explanation, but it was just said that's not going to fly right now. Well, if they're a State Department terrorist organization, why wouldn't we use them as the terrorist organization in the 968 charge?
Engaging Iran, in part, I believe the U.S. kind of backed away from trying to be more involved in the Syrian conflict, because to do that would put you in conflict with the Iranians. If you're bombing Assad, you could potentially be bombing Iranian assets because they're all over the place. If he had done that, the Supreme Leader Khamenei would have pulled the diplomats back. He would not have kept engaging in this diplomacy. And so the U.S. pulled back from his red line, and how many hundreds of thousands of people died in Syria? The whole country was displaced. Millions of people. There was definitely a dark side to that diplomacy, and I think that dark side was Syria.